Welcome to Behind the Badge. I'm your host, Chief David Malloy, Director of Public Safety for the City of Novi, and I'm very proud to have Detective Sergeant Scott Baetens as our guest on Behind the Badge today. Welcome, Scott.
Thank you very much. Thanks for having me.
Scott, why don't you quickly tell the viewing audience a little bit about your background, your education, and how long you've been in Novi, and what your current assignment is.
Chief, I actually grew up in Novi. I went to Novi High School, and from there I attended Michigan State University for my undergraduate degree. And I got hired in with Novi approximately 17 years ago. Been working with Novi for 17 years. And throughout my career here, I attended Eastern Michigan University, where I obtained my master's degree. And I'm currently assigned to the Detective Division, where I'm the Detective Sergeant Supervisor.
And what does your day entail? Besides managing and leading all of our investigative assets, what else does your day entail?
Chief, I read every criminal case report that comes into our city. I sign them out for investigative follow-up, and I assure the detectives are doing thorough and accurate investigations, ranging from our DEA assets all the way to our school resource officer.
Excellent. And one of the things I know that we are very proud of, and it's a long-standing tradition, anyone who files a crime report, someone will call them back the next day. An investigator will call them back. If they file the report on Friday, on Monday, a detective will call them back. Talk about how that's part of our philosophy here in the Novi Police Department.
Absolutely. Every case report that's a criminal report that we get always gets assigned out to a detective, and those detectives will always follow up with the victims to either garner additional information or to put them at ease with some safety tips. But yes, we will follow up on every single case that gets filed with us.
You talk about safety tips. Our investigators are really good. We have a safety security program where our investigators will go out to businesses and go out to homes and do a security analysis. Can you tell the viewing audience a little bit about that?
Yes, one of our detectives is certified. It's called crime prevention through environmental design, and they'll come out and they'll do scene security tips through residential and businesses, ranging from how high your shrubs are to proper lighting to proper locks in your home to having your door jambs being a certain width.
Yeah. That's an outstanding program. And a big component of that is we always remind people when you're getting ready to go out of town, go to the website, sign up for the home check program, the home watch program, where our police officers or volunteers will come out every day that you're gone and check your house for you.
Absolutely, Chief. And obviously, we do all of these services free of charge.
Absolutely. Another component that we have in our organization is the use of technology. And technology has evolved, and we can keep the community up to date as a result of where our crimes are taking place. And they can learn that through crimemapping.com, which they can sign up on our website. Can you tell the audience a little bit about how they could find out? Because I know you field the calls like I do. Hey, I'm getting ready to move to Novi. Can you tell me where the safer areas? The city's safe. But where can people get information on where crimes are taking place?
Yes, online through crimemapping.com. It's updated once a day, and you can log into it and geographically set up just for Novi or the surrounding areas, and they'll tell you every crime we've had reported to us, ranging from larcenies to burglaries to stolen vehicles, assaults. If you are a victim of a crime, it does not tell your specific address. It just gives the block of where the crime occurred, but you can determine pretty close to exactly where crimes are happening and have a plan of your own.
Excellent, excellent. I know one of the performance measurements, we believe in what's measured improves. That's a Peter Drucker philosophy that we've employed in this organization for years. But I know one of the things that you take great pride in, and your men and women do, is the clearance rate for our detectives. Can you explain what the clearance rate is, what that number is, and what that means to Novi residents?
Yes, our clearance rate is on Part A crimes, and a Part A crime is a typical crime a citizen would be aware of, ranging from homicide to larceny to robbery, criminal sexual conduct, which is commonly referred to as a rape, down to any crime that the citizen would view. We typically close those by arrest, and that is our clearance rate, and historically our clearance rate's roughly double the national average, and we're currently at a 54% clearance rate.
So more than 50% of all those major crimes that are reporting our investigators, as a result of your leadership, your steadfast dedication, they're closing those crimes as a result of an arrest.
Yes,
excellent.
We have excellent detectives that do unyielding follow-up on every case we have.
Yeah, and it much like emergency preparedness and some of the other programs, it's oftentimes behind the scenes. Just in the last week, I can think of an investigation where I think the detectives worked close to 28 hours straight, where they were doing search warrant after search warrant. They would learn another piece of evidence, which would result in another search warrant. But we were able to dismantle a criminal enterprise, and for that, I'm extremely thankful for everything and appreciate all that you guys do.
Thank you, Chief. Appreciate it.
Novi was recently named, got a bit of an award for one of the top safest cities in the country. Can you tell the viewing audience a little bit about that?
Yes, we were recently named the 48th safest city in the country, and I credit that to, obviously, the philosophy. We have a holistic approach of proactive patrols. We find the time and locations when crimes are occurring, and we saturate those areas with our uniformed assets. And on the back end of that, we don't solve our cases typically always on the front end. We start with an arrest or a follow-up, and the detective gets assigned that case, and they do an unyielding, thorough job of constant pursuing that case to its logical conclusion.
Some of the points I think that we talk about is the accurate and timely intelligence, knowing when these things are taking place, making sure that we have the deployment of our resources, making sure that we have that relentless follow-up and assessment. Like you said, the arrest is just typically the beginning. It's finding all the other ancillary evidence and supporting evidence that really builds that criminal conviction. And I know, going back 20 years from when I was a detective, that has always been the hallmark. But you're right, it starts with the philosophy of community-oriented policing, making sure that our men and women know the residents, know the businesses in their area, but also working in partnership. So there's meetings that are taking place with the community police officers and the district detectives and the command officers, everyone having good communication, sharing information, and I think that's that unyielding commitment is what really makes it successful.
Absolutely, Chief. And as like you said, we rely on the community for being our eyes and ears, and we have 60,000 residents in the community. They help us a lot as well.
Yeah. Well, Sergeant, I really appreciate everything you do. I thank you for your commitment. I thank you for your nearly 2 decades of service to this community, and you do an outstanding job, and you certainly provide an added layer of leadership and management to our investigative section, and I know it's paying off. So thank you for all you do.
Thank you very much, Chief.
And to you, the viewing audience, continue to tune in to Behind the Badge, and until next time, continue to watch Novi Television.